Well, friends and enemies and everyone in between, nothing is adding up. Nothing is adding up with this Heche story. Nothing is adding up. The more I look into it, the less sense it makes. Let me share with you what I mean. And some of you may already be aware of this information, but when I found out about it took me aback, and so I want to share it with you. What you are seeing here in this picture is, and the little gunk there is that's from my computer screen. That wasn't actually on Anne Heche's face. I should hasten to add. What you're seeing here is the last selfie ever taken by Anne Heche, and it was taken about 20 minutes before her car crashed, and it was taken at this location. Called Glass Hair Design. So Richard Glass is the owner of Glass Hair Design, and I'll just read a bit from this article from the Wrap. Okay, so let me start at the top. A Los Angeles salon owner said he had a pleasant encounter with a, quote, coherent Anne Heche. She even bought a red wig and some supplies from him about 20 minutes before slamming her car into a home and landing in a coma, according to the man. Well, she didn't slam into the home and land in a coma, according to the man. That's a little bit of sloppy writing there. She seemed coherent, according to the man. So Richard Glass, that's him. That's obviously him on the left. Founder of Glass Hair Design, posed for a photo with Heche that he says is time-stamped around 10:35 a.m. Friday. Police tell the Wrap that the first call about a car hitting a house in the Mar Vista neighborhood, which is about, I understand, about 2 miles away from this hair salon, came just a few minutes before 11 a.m. that day. So this is, again, a selfie taken just 20 minutes before, just a few minutes before Anne Heche got in her car and apparently drove like a coked-up maniac to her death, to her apparent death. I mean, I say apparent because who the hell knows what they're telling us and what they're keeping from us. I don't take anything for granted. But we can take certain things for granted, like this picture. Seems authentic. Okay. So Glass, the man who owns the hair salon, says Heche, who is being investigated for a possible DUI. This was back when she was still in stable condition, and it was thought she would recover. Although it was later changed to extremely critical condition, as you can see. But Heche, Glass says Heche seemed sweet, sober, and coherent. His photo shows the red wig she bought for $125, which could later be seen on the passenger seat of her Mini Cooper. That was the car she was driving. I didn't know the make and model the other day. And photos posted on TMZ and elsewhere. Okay, so he goes on to say, I was just so taken aback, and I was like, what happened? Glass told this radio station. Because, like I said, she didn't seem impaired to me. Glass's shop in Venice, that is Venice Beach, is a few miles from the scene of Heche's crash. A drive Google Maps estimates would take about 15 minutes. All right. Before slamming into the house, witnesses saw Heche sideswipe a garage at an apartment building, briefly become stuck there, and speed away after getting free. I posted the image, and not even an hour later it started blowing up, Glass told the New York Post, noting at the time it was just a random celebrity sighting. I didn't expect or suspect anything at all. So again, there she is, with the red wig that she's purchased, taking a selfie with this guy who owns the hair salon, and she seemed absolutely normal. Nothing seemed amiss at all, according to this guy. And yet, just a few minutes later, she's in a car driving like a demon, and eventually crashing headlong into a house about 2 miles away from the location of the salon. Now, what more can I really add to this? I mean, this is another flabbergasting sort of detail, because yesterday when I was giving the whole overview of what supposedly happened, I said that she was that Heche was evidently high on something. They said I heard cocaine, I heard fentanyl. Others said, she was drunk. She had apparently said something on her podcast about having a rough week and drinking some vodka. But that podcast that was recorded had been recorded days before. It was not on the day of the crash. Okay, so here's what doesn't add up. I'll just make this, totally explicit. How in the world does it make sense for a person to walk into a store, to drive to a store, to walk in to purchase something, to behave courteously, when the guy says, "Oh, you're a celebrity. Could I take a selfie with you?" And to say, "Sure, yeah, go right ahead." And then they take a selfie together, and you see them both smiling. She doesn't look harried to me. She doesn't look put off. She doesn't look like she's under, like she wants to die, like she's about to, like she's about to drive to her death intentionally. That doesn't seem to be her mindset at all. So how do you go from that? How do you go from that to walking right back out to the parking lot, getting in the car with your newly purchased red wig, and then just speeding down the road like crazy through a residential district, just going at an enormous speed, at a speed an unfathomable speed, that puts everybody in danger around you. Wouldn't you have to be in a distressed state of mind? Wouldn't you have to be upset about something? Wouldn't it make sense that you would look upset? That wouldn't it make sense that if somebody saw Anne Heche before this happened, if what they're telling us is true, that she was just driving under the influence of drugs and was just out of her mind and evidently suicidal or something? Wouldn't it make more sense if the last person to see her said something like, "Yeah, she was really behaving in an erratic manner. She was just, she was incoherent. She was sobbing hysterically. she was, she just looked angry as hell. Whatever, some kind of extreme emotion, not just this pleasant, interaction in a retail store. It makes no sense at all. It makes no sense. I don't get it. It invites the question. Now we know that there are certain types of technology, and this has been broached elsewhere in other cases, particularly in the case of one reporter who was hot on the heels of somebody in the military-industrial complex, and then who suddenly crashed and died just as he was working on this story. I don't remember his name right now, but I'll look it up. But after that happened, there were suggestions made that the car was perhaps taken over, that was remote controlled, and that technology exists just like it exists with planes, with airplanes. This is not science fiction. This is not conspiracy theory. This is true. This is the case. This is a technology that is out there, that exists. Certain cars are retrofitted with this type of technology. So, if she was just, going about her day, not expecting anything unusual, and then what if suddenly her car is just speeding down the road and she can't control it, she can't stop it? That makes more sense. That makes more sense than her just being all pleasant and normal and agreeable to this hair salon owner, and agreeing to be in a selfie with him. It makes a lot more sense than going from that mood to suddenly getting behind the wheel of your car and just, in the next 10 or 15 minutes, just driving in a way that could kill a bunch of people, including yourself, and eventually crashing headlong into a house. It just doesn't make sense at all. I can't do anything. I can't go beyond just saying that. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Help me make it make sense. Anybody out there, if you are interested in attempting to do so, I am all ears. Thanks for watching.